Some women genuinely think they're the exception. And I don't mean that in a cruel way. I mean, they look at a man's history and somehow convince themselves that they'll get a different version of him. His ex-wife says he was emotionally abusive. His former girlfriend says he was controlling. There are stories, patterns, and warning signs that have been sitting in plain sight for years. And yet another woman comes along and says, well, he hasn't been like that with me. Of course he hasn't. Not yet, because almost nobody starts with the worst version of themselves. That's why so many people end up shocked by behavior they were warned about from the beginning. The truth is, some women don't believe the warnings because they secretly think they're different, smarter, more understanding, more patient, more special. They believe they possess something the previous woman didn't. And maybe that's exactly why certain men keep getting away with the same behaviors over and over again. Because every time one woman leaves, another woman arrives convinced that she's going to be the exception to the rule. Now, before someone says people can change, of course they can. People absolutely can change. But change isn't something you assume. It's something you observe. There's a difference between a man who has acknowledged his mistakes, done the work, and demonstrated growth over time, and a man whose history is filled with the same stories from different women. At some point, you have to stop asking, what if she's lying? And start asking, what if she's telling the truth? Because the reality is, most people don't wake up one morning and become toxic. Patterns leave footprints. And if enough people are pointing at the same footprints, it might be worth paying attention. What always fascinates me is how many women can clearly see red flags in another woman's relationship, but become completely blind to them in their own. Suddenly, every warning has an explanation. Every concern has a justification. Every story has a reason why it doesn't apply to them. Because love has a way of making people believe they're special. Sometimes they are, but sometimes they're simply next. And that's a much harder truth to sit with. Not every warning is bitterness. Not every ex is jealous. Not every woman who speaks out is trying to ruin a man's life. Sometimes she's simply describing the man you haven't met yet. The version that only appears once the honeymoon stage is over. The version she was trying to warn you about. And if multiple women are telling the same story, the smartest thing you can do isn't assume you're different. It's ask yourself why you're so convinced you will be.